Hello and welcome to H. Greg Lux. Here I have 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. It came with a clean Carfax report. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you around and try to be as transparent as possible. I'm going to show you if there's any damage around the car, like scratches or dents. We're going to go over each side by each side as well. Let's start by taking a look at each panel and at the wheels as well. We're gonna start by looking at the front bumper, where the first thing I notice is a minor scratch, and this is in the passenger side front bumper. Let's move on. The next thing I notice is this thing right here. Few scratches in the bottom bumper, right in the middle. That's just dirt. Let's start moving on. Looking good. Now we can take a close look at this fender. Perfect. Now let's take a look at this wheel. We're gonna go all around and see if there's anything to note. This wheel's in perfect condition. Let's start going to this door and taking a quick look. I'm not seeing much. It's looking good. Let's move on. Now we're in the rear and everything's looking good. No signs of damage. Let's take a look at the wheel. Just like we did with the previous one. Perfect condition. Let's move to the rear bumper. Everything's looking good. Just dust. Nothing major. Overall, the back's in great condition. Let's move on to the other side, the passenger side, starting with this fender. Overall, everything's looking good. Right over here, that's the first thing I notice, is just a small scratch. Barely noticeable. But now let's move on to this wheel. Which is looking like it's in great condition as well. Oh, one thing I did notice just now is that this is missing. Now let's start going through the passenger side. Going through the door. Just some normal scratches in the bottom. Barely noticeable. I don't even think the camera can pick them up. Right there. Let's start going to the front again. Right in this fender, and then right here is a scratch right over here, very thin, right on top of the wheel. Let's take a look at the rest of the fender. Everything else looks good. And last but not least, let's take a look at the last wheel. Perfect. Now let's take a look at the inside, starting with the door. Taking a close look at the leather and the fabric. This door seems to be in amazing condition. Let's move on to the seat, and we're going to do the same thing, looking at the fabric and the leather in the sides. And right here you can see some normal wear and tear. However, now let me take you inside, where we're gonna take a look at the steering wheel. I don't see any signs of damage. It's looking good. Now let's go to the console in the middle, and we're checking for the knobs and the buttons. Everything's looking good, just some minor, very minor scratches right here. But overall, it's in good condition. Let's now turn on the car. The first thing I want to show you is the mileage. As you can see, this car has 20,996 miles. It also comes with a GPS system, which is currently loading, and a backup camera. Okay, now let's take a look at the passenger side, starting with the door again. Taking a close look at the leather. Everything's looking good. Now let's take a look at the seat. And just like the other seat, there's no signs of wear and tear, just in the sides, which is normal. Now let's take a look at the back seats. Each seat is in perfect condition. Very little signs of wear and tear, if any. And now the last thing I want to show you is that this car comes with 2 sets of keys, as you can see. Right there. Okay, now I want to show you the trunk. Very spacious, with a speaker in the back. And I don't see any signs of damage to the fabric and the walls. Maybe a little bit of wear and tear right in the bottom section, but nothing major. Last but not least, let's take a look at the engine. We're going to take a very close look at all of its components. Everything seems to be clean, well maintained. Perfect. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact one of our representatives here at H. Greg Lux. Thank you.